To be a dragon, you gotta be strong. Humble, never bragging. Always fight for right, battling wrong with the power of the dragon.
Double Dragon, like Mario, was yet another really big, successful, popular franchise I just wasn't really a fan of. I never loved Double Dragon in the arcades, I never really enjoyed it on the home consoles. There was, and is, something very weird about the idea of hitting different buttons for front and back attacks. So, one button punches to the right of the screen and one attacks to the left of the screen. I could never get away with that, I still can't do it. Fortunately, on the Game Boy, they simplified it. A punch button, a kick button, and if you push both together, you do a leaping kick. Whichever way you're facing, that's where you attack. This was an absolute godsend for me. It made it feel much more like the beat-em-ups we've been talking about previously from the arcades. It's possible they saw this control scheme as a compromise for the limited layout of the Game Boy or hardware, although the NES only had 2 buttons and a D-pad too. But overall, this is just a much better system, far more reflective of the arcade beat-em-ups of the late 80s and 1990. Much more intuitive and therefore much more enjoyable. Again, like Mario Land, the game is cut up into sensible chunks for short play sessions too, because of its presence on the handheld, and that makes it even more satisfying. The difficulty has also been edged down, but honestly that just kept me playing instead of throwing the thing against a wall in frustration. Now I say the difficulty was edged down, that's true for the opening couple of stages, but then you do run into some really steep difficulty spikes as the game progresses. It's that kind of thing that makes you wonder how much playtesting went on with this version of Double Dragon and how much they just wanted to get the thing ported to the handheld to rack up some sales. I realise I've put this on the list of my 121 best games of all time. It's not maybe the most objectively best version of Double Dragon out there, but for me it's the best version of Double Dragon because the control scheme is simple, it's nice and bite-sized, and I played it a lot. I mean a lot. I'm still no good at it though.